What's up, guys? Our Wrestling Podcast back at you with another episode. This is Dave Vicious, along with Just Total Package and Craig the British Bulldog, bringing you our perspective on the world of professional wrestling. No inside sources, no ties to the industry, just stories from the diehards, sharing opinions with you. Today's topic, WrestleMania Misfires. For audio fans, give us a listen on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, and iHeartRadio, or watch our videos on YouTube at Our Wrestling Channel, and check out exclusive content on Daily Motion at Our Wrestling Podcast. On social media, can you give us a follow on Instagram at O.W.P 2018 or on Facebook at Our Wrestling Podcast? It is WrestleMania month, as WrestleMania starts at the beginning of April, and as we have some memorable moments of WrestleMania, there are certainly some misfires. As Jess is like, that one hurt the chest a little bit. Jess, what brought this on, besides the fact that WrestleMania is on the way?
We have done favorite WrestleMania moments, so I want to be negative and toxic and awful. And I'd like to do bad WrestleMania moments. So I say WrestleMania Misfires because I think it's a fancy title, but I mean like any moments that fell flat that was maybe intended to be a big moment and just didn't hit, or it could even be matches that you're like, man, like that match had a lot of hype or there was a lot of expectations on it and it just didn't live up. It misfired. It just did not live up to the WrestleMania standard. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit right now.
I like it.
Audio fans.
WrestleMania is not always great, people. Okay, as Jim
It
Ross
actually
as Jim Ross once said, two teams that didn't get quite on track. And I don't remember what match that was, but
and y'all, that is my moment number one.
Well,
it's from WrestleMania 2000.
Oh, was it really?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, Jim Ross basically shamed the opening tag match or whatever the tag match was. I know.
No, it was. I think it was Head Cheese. It was Al Snow and Blackman.
Christ.
Al Snow and Blackman against Test and
the guy with the Albert.
Yeah, but I can't remember. Yes, because they were with Trish Stratus and they were called TNA, Test and Albert, and that was the one who was like, "Well, this match never got on the right track, folks." Like after the end of it or whatever. Bowling shoe.
I was like, "You grouchy motherfucker! Like you're not supposed to pull that curtain."
You know what though? It's WrestleMania, like So he's probably like it. His other famous phrase was, "This match is bowling shoe ugly."
Oh wow!
Unless it was Vince screaming in his ear, like, "Tell me they didn't get it on track."
Fucking trash.
I happen to like bowling shoes, Daddy.
Bowling shoe ugly.
I like bowling shoes.
Yeah, well, it's free form. We're gonna go around the table like we did our favorite moments, but now we're gonna talk about our biggest misfires. Again, match that didn't do well.
I'll give you one. That's and it's kind of weird because I think it did. It actually came out okay, and we were actually live. We were live for this one, by the way. Shane McMahon tearing his quad against the Miz.
No, that was a misfire.
That was a misfire. I was like,
literally.
oh, yeah. It was supposed to be an impromptu match against the Miz. Second Shane McMahon, not Vince, by the way, tears his quad, falls to the mat, and then the ref has to go and basically word to Snoop Dogg, who happens to be there, kind of putting this together, getting them together. That you were going to do a people's elbow and you're going to finish this match. You're going to finish this up. And by the way, Snoop handled it beautifully. He's like, okay, I don't care. I'll do it. And
actually, it was awesome.
It was.
He did a great job, but the moment itself for what it was planned for completely misfired.
Like logically, he has no reason to punch Miz in the face at that point, but it didn't matter. Like throw logic out the window. He's just like Bink. He's like, why did Miz didn't tear Shane's quad or whatever?
Yeah, the son of the owner of the company was writhing in pain on the ground, so they're like, we got to do something.
You can see the cameraman relate to Snoop in the angle, like, it was perfect, man.
That part of it was amazing, but when you think about the planning of it, what a complete clusterfuck. Like, yeah, I'm just going to do a leap and tear my quad, and none of this goes anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, even live, we were like, oh no, when it first happened, and then we were like,
oh no,
and then we recovered very, very quickly. We're like, that was cool, but like when Shane tore his,
because we were there live, we saw them when Shane rolled on the outside of the ring. All the medics are all shoink, just all around him. So,
and we're like, this is not supposed to happen.
And then he clearly said,
that didn't go down the way it was supposed to.
So I shit my pants. That's really what happened.
Wait, was that the same night as Rick Boogs tearing his quad, or was that the night before?
No, that was the Dallas. when we went to Dallas.
I knew.
So they're both.
I knew that. I knew that.
That's right. Yeah, Shane did
Yeah, wait
so
a
far,
minute.
right?
We
Wait.
were at WrestleManias where quads were torn. How does
Yeah.
that happen?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Dallas, and the opening match, Rick Boog
Back
tore his
to back.
quad, and then we went to Hollywood, WrestleMania 39, and we saw Shane McMahon. Holy shit, we're jinxing this
Yeah.
shit. Let's
Okay,
all
that's
go to
two.
Philly and see what happens.
Yeah, those are
Let's go to
misses.
Philly. Let's go to
We'll go
Philly and
Philly.
watch Seth.
Watch Roman tear a
Watch
quad on the
Seth.
way
Yeah,
in.
Roman tears his
Yeah.
quad.
The Rock tears a quad. Seth tears a quad. Yeah.
Oh my,
Good-
The Rock right away.
Good choice, Dave.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Solid
Damn
effort,
it.
Dave. Yeah.
A
Max
for
Lo-
effort.
Should I
Hey.
get the low hanging fruit out of the way first?
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
Yeah,
do
dude.
it. Man, it's all good.
I'm gonna go.
40 years of it.
And I'm only doing this because I'm trying to be a better person and make amends for my former Jess. I'm going to
You're gonna
say
take mine.
Hulk Hogan's WrestleMania 9 return.
Literally was
a
my
complete-
first one I was gonna do. Literally what I was gonna do.
But for more than just the Yoko, and so hear me out. I know a lot of people say WrestleMania 9 is one of the worst WrestleManias, if not the worst WrestleMania, because the fact that Hogan came out at the end and beat Yokozuna in like a 30-second match and scooped Bret's heat and all that stuff. I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't be upset about that. However, I consider that more a WrestleMania moment. If you put aside what you feel about Hulk, he was the cash cow. He was the guy that Vince was riding all the way from 84 all the way to he tried again in 93 to make it happen. So for 9 years, it was the Hulk Hogan cow with Hulkamania milk. I can't think of any other cow metaphors. So it was the Hulk Hogan gas cow farts. What I don't know what the anyway. So that's what they were doing. His whole return. So out of nowhere, I don't remember how long before Mania 9. That's when Hogan decided to come back. He came back on Raw. He said, "Brother, I'm going to team with Beefcake, and we're going to right the wrong of Money Incorporated." And Jimmy Hart turned face and joined Hogan.
baby.
And all.
I'm on a mission, brother, and the first order of business is to right the wrong that Money Incorporated tried to do to Brutus Beefcake. So all I gotta say right now is the first person I want standing in the ring with me is my friend to the end, Brutus the Bionic Barber Beefcake. Brutus Beefcake!
It was a tag match, so Hogan wasn't supposed to be in the main event at all. That was all impromptu. I mean, well, we were meant to believe that was impromptu. It was a tag match. Hulk Hogan and Brutus Beefcake, the Mega Maniacs, against the Money Incorporated for the WWF tag titles, and the match was fucking awful.
What?
So, like, not only did he wander into the arena with a broken orbital socket because something happened to him, he says it was a jet skiing accident where he got hit in the head with a jet ski. Hulk Hogan came with the biggest fucking black eye you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Swollen. The whites of his eyes were black, like, and with blood like all around him. So something was bad. So he goes into this match. First match that he wrestled in 1 year. We haven't seen him wrestle since WrestleMania 8 the year before. And that was an awful match against Sid. And so he gets in there. Tag match is fucking terrible. Even DiBiase and IRS couldn't save it. Beefcake was legitly had steel plates in his face. He was out of shape. You can see Beefcake didn't have the body that the old Beefcake had. Hogan gets in there, skinnier than a rail, by the way, because he was off roids, and then a crushed orbital socket. This match was trash. So they hyped it as Brett versus Yoko and the return of Hulkamania and Hulk Hogan, and it shit the bed. And then you have what happened later in the show with Hulk winning the title against Yoko. So I nominate Hulk Hogan's WrestleMania 9 return. Just the entire hype. All people, they misfired with Hulk fucking Hogan. I don't know how that even happens. Like, it's just the wrestling crowd was changing. The
the
temperature.
trend would continue after that.
Yeah, it's just so, man. Like, so I nominate
There's a lot of wrestling Hulk Hogan misfires after that.
Hulk Hogan's return to WrestleMania 9 is one of my WrestleMania misfires for sure. Sorry, Craig.
Nice.
What you got, buddy?
Yeah,
Pivot.
I want to talk about. You want to talk about a misfire that doesn't hold up, and it didn't hold up back then either. So Mania 6, Piper versus Bad News with.
I did not know you were going there.
Yeah,
It's on the list.
That was
Craig, can I just say, if I'm thinking what you're thinking of, this has been removed from the network, by the way.
That's right. They took the
It has
entire
been.
thing off the. So you want to talk about a misfire? But we need to keep it historically for the record. Piper and I don't know creative and who approved this and who thought it was an okay idea, regardless of the times and whatever.
Vince.
But no, it was. I think it was even like back then. It was like, what the fuck are we watching? But Piper basically has a program with Bad News Brown and has half of his body painted in blackface, and then proceeds to do the match in that blackface. And one interesting thing after the match, apparently Andre threw away the stuff that's supposed to take the paint off. So
it was Andre and Arnold Skolland.
So Piper had to go through the next day with all the paint like permanently on
in the airport.
In the airport.
Yeah.
So
I guess Andre dumped the paint remover out and filled it up with water. So Piper was like fucking scrubbing it, and nothing was coming off. He's like, God damn it!
Oh man!
My
good.
I'm.
That's what you get for a tone deaf actual response to. I mean, my goodness.
I don't remember what he said on his podcast before he passed. He talked about it. I think he was trying to say that he's every man, like he's black and white, like they're together. So like he was trying to. So there's that. So it's like, yeah, they had to take it off the network and everything like that. Like, so it's just it did not work. It was a misfire. I think Peg wins already, and we're only in the first round.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It was on my list. I was afraid to bring it up.
I did not even fucking put that on my list.
I mean, if the fact that you took it off the network means it's a misfire, like that's low hanging fruit, as they say.
They're even acknowledging it. Yeah. I think I got another one for you. Right. Sorry, it's another Hulkamania moment. I apologize.
Sweet.
Sorry, Jess. WrestleMania 8 main event was a fucking mess.
It was.
You all remember? It really was. Papa Shango was supposed to interfere in the main event. He didn't come out in time, and Sid had to kick out of Hogan's finisher. And that whole angle
he missed his cue. That's right.
Yeah,
he
missed the cue entirely. Yeah, it was supposed to be a DQ in a big angle, but he was slow to come out, and it showed huge awkwardness. And then Sid had to kick out of the unstoppable leg drop finisher, and it's just the whole thing. The whole thing's an absolute shit show.
It was a mix-up. It was not my fault. You see, all I knew, like I said, they didn't tell me any plans afterwards. I knew exactly what I was to do. I was to make this long run to the ring, jump up on the rope, interfere, and then get clotheslined, or I think over the top of the rope or something. That was supposed to happen. So what was going on before there, I really didn't know. I just knew what I had to do. And so they told me, don't go until we, I know you guys know what the Gorilla station is. It's right behind the, Gorilla position. It's right behind the curtain. So I'm sitting behind the curtain like a track star, man, like the Midas man. And I'm getting ready to run as soon as they tell me to. And I'm waiting. I'm not watching the monitors or nothing. I'm just waiting to go. And all of a sudden they go, oh, shit, go, 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 go. They gave me the cue late. And so I ran and did my job.
Yeah.
Like, so, can you imagine the back, the gorilla position? Like, where's Shango? Like, can you imagine how freaked out and how
Vince passed out. Like, Vince just stopped breathing. He's like,
what?
The only thing that saved it that nobody remembers that is because the Warrior returned that night. So it's like, when the Ultimate Warrior came out, it was like, okay, like this is
what happened. Whippleman jumped in right after that. After Sid had to kick out, right?
And
so
then
Whippleman took over, and then
Hogan picked up Whippleman and threw Whippleman at Sid, and then the ref disqualified Sid, and
naturally,
he said so. Shango was supposed to come in and break the pin up to Dave's point, and that was going to be the DQ. But instead, he was late. And when it showed Shango coming down the aisle, he was not in a hurry. By the way, like he was just walking, like he was just walking in the park and just taking in the scenery and everything, and like he was not hurrying. So yeah, Hogan hits the leg drop. Sid kicks out. Harvey Wippleman jumps in the ring, and Hulk grabs him, and then the ref DQs Sid because Harvey Wippleman simply got in the ring. And then Hogan picks up Wippleman and throws Wippleman at Sid, and Sid catches him and puts him down, and the ref's like, that's enough. I've seen enough. And then that was it.
And then how did Warrior come down?
They all started attacking Hogan, and the Warrior's music hit, and he ran down.
Oh, because then Shango gets in the ring.
Yeah.
What a
Shango
fucking
got
mess.
in the ring. It was a mess. Yeah. So that was Dave started round 2, so I'm going to keep round 2 going. Oh my God, so many. I'm gonna go. Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker from WrestleMania 33.
Wow.
After Undertaker lost to Brock, and you can debate on whether you think that Brock should have ended the streak or not, and that's a different topic altogether. After he lost the streak, like 3 years later, because he lost the streak at WrestleMania 30, Vince just had to keep shoving Roman down our throat. This is before Bloodline Roman, so anyone who's listening right
100%.
now, do not get offended, because this was babyface Roman that Vince was trying to shove down our throats for like 4 years.
Wasn't working.
And
Wasn't working.
so here they put him in the main event, the last match against The Undertaker, who had already lost his streak, and they're still fucking limping The Undertaker out there every year. Why, I don't know. And then the match was awful because Taker was old and done, and he just couldn't do it anymore. And I remember the ending segment, he was supposed to duck a clothesline or something, and Taker's hips were so bad, he was you could just see him rocking his body to turn while Roman walk by him and pretend he missed the clothesline and then come off with a Superman punch, or maybe it was a spear. I don't remember whatever ended it. And then he pins the Undertaker, and then that's when the Taker leaves his shit in the middle of the ring and leaves. And it's okay. Yeah. And then the next year we went to WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, and guess who we saw? The Undertaker beat John Cena. So it's they just fucked up his streak altogether for that. And then but I remember the Roman and Undertaker was supposed to be, it's my yard now, this whole thing, because Undertaker's always it's my yard, and then Roman, I'm the big dog in the yard. That was the whole thing. It's it just sucked.
Right.
And everybody booed Roman the entire time, and nobody cared. And it was the last match of a 6-hour WrestleMania, and I remember just falling so flat, just being God,
I'm
this
looking right now on
WrestleMania fucking
Wikipedia.
sucked.
It was 23 minutes.
Oh my God! What a right hand! Thunderous right hand, and another one. He can't defend himself. His hands are down. Oh, look out here. Momentum. Oh, man! God. And a huge spear into the heart of the Undertaker, and Roman Reigns has defeated the Undertaker at WrestleMania with a thunderous spear.
Roman Reigns.
My God, what a physical matchup!
He just wasn't the same anymore.
No, you can't go
Taker will
23
call
minutes.
out. He'll call out shit when it's shit, even if it's his own shit. He will. I mean, he's equally embarrassed about the Goldberg match. He's really, really upset.
We all are equally embarrassed about the Goldberg. Craig, end round 2 here. What do we got round 2?
I don't know. I don't know if it's much of a miss. It wasn't supposed to be good, but it was such a. No, I'm going to pivot and just something because we're coming off. No, I'm not going to do that one. And just for the folks at home, what you're thinking in my head, I was going to go with Michael Cole versus Lawler, but I'm just going to scratch that.
It's
I'm
awful.
Gonna go,
No, you should.
Yeah,
you should say.
I'm actually going to go with something because we are ending this. I don't think this is going to be during the month of Stingus. But this is following the month of Stingus, and we're coming off the retirement of one of the greatest athletes on the planet and one of the greatest pro wrestlers in the world. And I still think a missed opportunity. He should have won WrestleMania 31 Triple H over Sting.
Yes, thank you.
DX versus NWO, which was nonsensical. It was just the Triple H has the bigger, better entrance. They didn't know what to do with Sting's entrance with the Kabukis. They tried to force everything all together and throw it all, and just really not even understanding Sting's impact and what he could have done and what he was at the time.
Yelling at him to take it in, Sting. This is what WrestleMania looks like.
So
I know Vince is yelling at him for that too.
Yes, just don't punish that man for
being great.
Not seeing your way of business.
For being great, for never being with you. He became a legend for not being with you. That's the whole thing.
Yes.
Actually, that's a good one. I don't think anyone's going to disagree. So I'm going to start round 3, and I'm going to piggyback on you and continue the beating on Triple H. I'm going to go Triple H versus Randy Orton from WrestleMania 25. So Triple H is the goddamn world champion coming into that match. Orton was he went back to the punter like Orton, where he was just kicking people in the head again or whatever, and he kicked Stephanie, or he did the DDT on Stephanie on the rope and leading up to this, and then he kissed her like when she was
Legend Killer, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
well, this is after the Legend Killer, but he was doing it again. And
Yeah,
and
right.
he kissed Stephanie when she was unconscious, and he handcuffed Triple H to the rope, so he had to watch. And I loved the lead up, so it was all great. So the main event was Orton's got to beat him, even though I know the classic formula is the good guy's got to win, right? But see, the thing is when
Right.
Triple H is a good guy, we don't want Triple H to win because we knew at this point, this is WrestleMania 25. We knew he was kind of like a big deal backstage. We knew that he was married to Stephanie. We had known for years that he was married to Stephanie. So unfortunately, like the wrestling audience is super smart. So yes, in any regular storyline, a heel does that to you and makes you watch them kiss your wife while she's unconscious and he DDTs her and all that stuff. Yes, the face gets their comeuppance. Absolutely. However, with Triple H, you should fucking feel the temperature. So Triple H goes in there, they have their match, they never get out of first gear, the match is blah on top of it, and then Triple H just fucking beats him. And it was like, we go off the air with Triple H fucking holding the world title in the air, and everyone's like, what the fuck was the point in any of that, what we saw? Like, you're already over. Like, in other words, if it's a baby face you're trying to still establish, yes, you show the heel, attack their wife, do that, and then the baby face, like Cody Rhodes in today's wrestling, would get the revenge. I get the formula, but it just shit the bed because Triple H really thought, like, man, people are going to be fucking chanting my name. People are going to be, it's like, nope. Nope, like you suck, and this sucked, and Orton should have won, and you could have won the title later.
Imagine it was Triple H doing it to Randy's wife, and then the match went in that way, and Randy went over. It would have been night and day.
Yeah.
It's like,
And maybe the answer to that is no. The pedigree, the sledgehammer, the this, the pedigree, the three, and the game beats Randy Orton.
The WWE Champion, Triple H!
My God, what a battle! It was only fitting.
Yeah, so that's I want to continue the beating.
That's
My offering
fantastic.
for being around three.
And if I can, Dave, I'm sorry to jump in, but if I can piggyback off that and then simply, and I hope I don't take everything else off your list, but
if it's beating Triple H, keep going.
Yes, so I am actually going to piggyback off that and then say there are literally 6 other things with Triple H and Manias that are misfires, including, but I'm just gonna run by them, included but not limited to Triple H going over Booker T in WrestleMania 19.
Oh,
Triple
God,
H, Triple H becoming the first heel to walk out of Mania in WrestleMania 2000. Triple H over Lesnar in 29. Triple H going over Sting, we talked about. Triple H in the main event over Rock and Hogan in X8, over Jericho, which was a misfire, and Triple H over Sheamus in 27. So Triple H has an entire history of things that probably
WrestleMania moment. Yeah.
And so, yes, he might be the greatest booker on the planet and might be the most understanding fan or whatever. But believe me, and I've spent 4 years of this podcast reminding people that he is not your hero. He actually was very selfish. And
it's not even that, right? He's a heel. And so, Triple H should never try to make us buy him as a babyface, ever. Because I don't believe it.
Ever.
I don't.
Yeah.
When you have the kind of clout and control over the industry,
your third offering is
married to, you're a heel. You're a heel. It's like when Jeff Jarrett owns the company and has the title, he's the heel. We all know that. That's part of the story.
Or
if you're married to Stephanie, make it part of the process. You're a heel.
So you're
married to the boss's daughter.
Your third offering is like the grand finale of a firework. It's like a Triple H collage.
It's like
yeah. It just won't stop. I love it.
Because my hatred for Triple H, like the history of this podcast it started like super like and I've been very nice.
And no one is faulting you, Craig. It's all warranted.
I've kept quiet. He's actually, I respect him. He's had health issues, and then he's being the fantastic savior of WWE.
Both can be right.
A moment like this with 7 different options from that dude in moments that he probably shouldn't have been in for his influence just is.
When we do part 2 next year, I'm gonna have to remind you that you blew your wad on round 3 of the first one. You cannot. Yeah. There's nothing left for you to shit on.
You can't go back. You can't go back.
All right, Dave, take us home.
I don't know if this might go off on a whole different tangent, or you guys might go, "Oh, that wasn't the one we should have done for the final." But it's been on my mind. I just Okay, Vince Russo. Start there. All right. You guess where I'm going.
I like it.
Butterbean just destroys Bart Gunn in a shoe boxing
Oh my God.
match.
I mean, the moment was really fucking fun. Look, if you take out the story about how it got there and it never had any right to make it to WrestleMania, but I mean, he knocked the shit out of him, dude. Like that was
It happened.
fucking
It
insane.
happened in seconds. I'm sure they're like, "What are we gonna do with all this extra time?" Vince Russo had this bright idea of let's do shoot boxing and WrestleMania. Or sorry, on the road to WrestleMania. And by the way, Bart Gunn was very established as a boxer and did very well. And they had basically a tournament to get to this level.
It was called the Brawl for All, and so many people got injured. It destroyed Dr. Steve Williams' career. The one bright spot though I will say is watching Bart Gunn knock out JBL. Fucking beautiful.
Oh,
For so many other reasons.
Knocked
but in
him
a
out.
WrestleMania moment to bring a shoot boxing match into it is absolutely ludicrous. I know they've done it before. We can talk about those.
But it's Butterbean, right? So Butterbean, if you watch boxing, Butterbean was the joke of boxing because it's super heavyweight. He just did like weird, odd pay-per-views. Nobody ever took Butterbean seriously. But here's the deal: Butterbean,
you should have
a legit fucking trained super heavyweight boxer. I mean, he is a boxer. That's a different animal altogether.
And to your point, super heavyweight, Jess, he was over 300 pounds.
Dude, that motherfucker hit like a ton of bricks, and he could box very well for his size. So it just goes to show you, yes, Bart Gunn was tough. When he's scrapping around with a bunch of other wrestlers that don't know how to fucking box.
No one's tough enough to take those ham hocks.
Yeah,
so, man,
when you get in there with a fucking pure boxer, and by the way, the whole Tough Enough tournament was you could take people down, you could box on your feet, you could do a bunch of different things. Butterbean only signed to do a boxing match. That's all that match was at WrestleMania 15? It was 99. Yeah, it was 99. So WrestleMania 15, that was only a boxing match. So you have him win a tournament where he could do both. He could take down for points or he could box on his feet. And then at WrestleMania, you're like, no, you're just going to box this guy. You cannot take him down.
Yeah.
And Butterbean beat the shit out of him in fucking 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Knocked him down twice. The second one was so bad. I mean, it was so bad.
27 seconds left. There's the right hand, folks. It's over. Goodbye. It's over. Butterbean with a first-round knockout of Bart Gunn. Man. Butterbean with a tremendous right hand. A first-round knockout of Bart Gunn. Woo. Dr. Roma Scavenge already tending to Bart.
Here is your winner, Butterbean.
And it was wrong. It was a punishment to Bart because he beat Jim Ross's boy of
That's what I heard
Steve
too,
Williams. Yeah. But and it was because it certainly doesn't reward you for the toughness of your homegrown talent of Bart Gunn doing it. Like you literally fed him to the wolves.
A trained fucking professional boxer, who will rip your fucking head off. Like
bullshit. Like it's what a terrible way to treat. Like that's how reaching it they were at that point to try and compete with MMA or find something that worked. Just awful. Awful.
Which is crazy because they were in 99, they were number one with the bullet. They had fucking stuffed WCW back down on their place. 99 was the year of WWF, dude. They were on fire. And it's like, they had to fucking try something else because Vince Russo's a dumb piece of shit. That's why.
Bro.
He's always been a dumb piece of shit.
Bro. You gotta fight this guy like he's gonna murder you. It's like, what?
Chances are, bro, he's gonna knock you the fuck out in the first round. But good luck. Good job, Bart. Good job for winning my shit tournament.
What does a professional boxer do? I don't know. He's always washed up. He's fat. You got him, Bart. Shut the fuck up.
His name's Butterbean, bro.
Like even the also on the list, just for next, but even the Akibono and Big Show was at least semi a spectacle or whatever. And
they calmed it down. They didn't bleed. Yeah, they didn't bleed it out longer than it needed to go or anything like that.
I just picture you guys doing the Russo accent going, have you seen Butterbean's matches? No, don't worry about
it. He's fat, bro.
Go for the legs. Wait, I can't go for the legs. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can't go for the legs. You guys made a boxing match. Oh, well, then you're kind of fucked, bro. I gotta go book the main event. And that was how they ended. That was Bart Gunn's last words before he went out there.
Well, I guess it was. I think it held up for the last one of the of our
Yeah.
WrestleMania Misfires.
Oh,
Don't
shit.
forget to catch us on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, and iHeartRadio, or watch our videos on YouTube at our
Bro.
channel, and check out exclusive content
Thanks
on
for
Daily
letting us do
Motion.
Russo, Dave. Thanks.
Thanks for
Bro.
the Our Wrestling Podcast, Russo.
Piece of shit.
On social media, give us the follow on Instagram at OWP 2019 or on Facebook at
I
Our Wrestling
made
Podcast.
All you have to
Attitude
do
Era.
is subscribe and click, bro. Go to the
Bro.
Instagram site, bro. Click on Linktree, bro. It's all right there. Gotta go. I gotta go book
That's
The
right.
Rock in Austin. I gotta go. I
It's
gotta
right
go.
there.
No ties to the industry. No inside info, bro.
You wish